there was definitely a theme, wasn't it? I mean, I think retirement is a big driver. Fund managers are saying it's going to double the market for them. I think with platforms, if we get it right, we could see a massive expansion in not only the number of clients who are looking for retirement solutions, but for how long they use us for. Because I think, with the best will in the world, we thought they'd go at 65 and buy an annuity, and now they could stay till they're older.
I think it's to do with the simplified advice. It's the fact that because the advisors have been doing this work for a very long time, they've got the hang of it. How do you get that human factor into the simplified advice process? Part of that is risk profiling. How do you get the knowledge that the clients would need within the risk profiling process? More than just a questionnaire, they have to understand the overall risk and reward that they are actually taking. The parts that a human would normally describe, you have to be able to put that into a system and a process.
My biggest takeaway from this morning's sessions is that regulation remains a key topic of conversation within the D2C platform space. I think a lot of companies are feeling that grey zone of guidance is something that is strategically challenging them. The biggest takeaway for me personally is that the market feels the winners in this game will be the player who can give the customer the single view of themselves, that almost net position, that who owns the customer, who owns that customer journey. And I think for me it's reassuring as a bank that we will be able to give the customer the experience of a current account, mortgage, credit card, investments and shares in one place that they can interact with 24/7.
So my biggest takeaway from this morning's sessions was probably the challenges that companies are facing around advice and the provision of that advice to the clients. Everyone's accepting that clients need it, yet no one seems to be willing to take the liability for it, so I think that's a challenge facing the industry as a whole.
My biggest takeaway from this morning's session is how interesting the opportunity is in the UK and how there's such a virgin opportunity to actually do the right thing for investors, which is very different than what's happened in the US over the last 40 years.
One of my biggest takeaways is the attendees. So I think this has been one of the better attended conferences I've been at for some time now, with a lot of people that I know who wouldn't normally come to this type of conference. So I think that's fantastic. From all walks and all shapes of this industry. A lot of representation from the banks, the asset managers, traditional platforms, new starts, behavioural scientists, a whole mix mash of activities. Some people from the US, everyone is interested in the phenomena, and it's about time really. As Jeremy coined earlier, we've come of age. We've been consuming online in many shape or forms for years. It may not have been, as we see it today, but it is about time that actually the customer is put in the place where they have more control, which they deserve, and we are thinking about how we satisfy needs and outcomes and goals, and not about the other dynamics of our industry.